English Steno, Kailash Chandra Dictation Series, 5 seconds, start.
Madam, the bill which has been moved just now has been rightly described by the Prime Minister as a non controversial bill and as a bill which is very useful in order to develop the atomic energy in our country. The bill provides for the regulation of radioactive and other prescribed substances which are to be used, which are being handled, which might be produced, and which might be imported, so that there may not be any hazards which are incidental to the handling of such substances, and adequate rules are to be made regarding them. Paragraph. As far as these rule making powers are concerned, madam, there is one aspect of it which needs some consideration, namely as far as the production of these substances in the country itself is concerned. The establishments in which these substances are going to be produced are to be governed and controlled as far as the safety measures are concerned, and as far as the factory acts are concerned by the central government. As far as this position is concerned, it is desirable because these are not just ordinary factories, but these are factories that have to deal with certain substances for which special protection is necessary, and perhaps the Atomic Energy Commission is the right authority to determine that type of protection is necessary for that. At the same time, in the rule making power which the central government has taken, precautions should be taken to see that the safety measures regarding other aspects of the matter as far as the work of the labor in these factories is concerned are also of the same standard of, if not of a better standard, as those provided for in the Factories Act elsewhere. That is, attention should not be concentrated only on the hazards incidental to the handling of these substances, but other amenities to which the workers are entitled in ordinary factories should also be provided for in any rules that might be made under this measure. Along with these precautions, precaution, this power is absolutely necessary, and therefore I support the same. Paragraph. Secondly, there is the question of acquiring certain materials which might yield useful substances that are necessary for the development of atomic energy. The idea perhaps is to get all these materials within the control of the Atomic Energy Commission, because these substances are very rare and they are to be conserved. This raises the question of research and the facilities for inquiry which might be available to an ordinary citizen who may not be fortunate enough to have some employment or admission into these atomic energy establishments. It is perhaps one of the conditions of a modern life that any scientific research and inquiry involves dangerous implications, so that they are to be controlled and coordinated under the aegis of the government. And to that extent, perhaps the freedom of inquiry might be affected, but at the same time, the history of a scientific development has shown that all the worthwhile inquiries, or many of the worthwhile inquiries and invention, have been made by people who are not easily amenable to any coordination or regulation of the type of which the government is normally accustomed, and therefore some scope has to be left for pre-inquiry by these geniuses in the community also. I do not know how that can be done, by perhaps on one way of doing it will be to disseminate as much of scientific information as is possible in the community to the largest possible context, so that at least as far as the paperwork is concerned, no one is handicapped. Paragraph. I am just a layman. I am not quite acquainted with the various type of development that are going on regarding the issues connected with the development of atomic energy, but there seems to be some indication that any worthwhile jump that will now come in this particular field is likely to be on the theoretical plan, because as far as the practical aspects are concerned, we have reached a dead end, and it is not possible to go beyond that. In view of this, it is all the more necessary that as far as the theory of is concerned, and as far as the basic material connected with this theory is concerned, it is disseminated to the largest possible extent in our community, so that our people may become conscious of the type of work that is going on, and of the type of work that is needed in order to make further progress in this field and various other fields in this country. Paragraph. Thirdly, there is the question of acquiring certain material rights as far as these substances are concerned. Here again, it is necessary that the authority should be centralized, and obviously it would be in the hands of the central government and the Atomic Energy Commission. But again, this also raises the further question of paying adequate attention to the interest of the states that are concerned, in whose areas these mines are located.